Joffrey, Renly, Robb Stark are all thieves. They'll bend the knee or I'll destroy them.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the Citadel with me, Grand Maester Stitch, where we return yet again to the rise of House Grand with Lord Duncan, the sly old fox of House Grand, who ruling here in Grand Hill Keep in Grandgate. So, in the last episode we took care of the links, I believe, wasn't it, in Warwood that needed taking down. We didn't have any wars or such, but we are trying to get a claim on some land. Oh no, we got the claim. I think we got the claim, didn't we? Yes, we've already got the claim on White Bricks. So we've got that claim, but we need to get out of debt before we can press that claim. And in the last episode, that's right, our Lord Paramount, Lord Clement Piper, has been imprisoned by King Edmure Tully. So the war is over, so it'll be interesting to see what happens there. There aren't any more custom characters for this episode, as I've got to wait for us to get a bit more land before we can do that. There's no point just filling the court with them for them to disappear. I'm not going to want that. We're going to want it so that they can play a part. But one thing I will do is look through the children in our court of those other custom courtiers and see if we can start getting those guardians and stuff like that. So who have we got here? We've got Kendall and his twin sister Melissa, who are the children of Jorin, our squire. So Melissa's actually pretty good. She's got the quick trait. She's decent in diplomacy and intrigue. Which road do we go down with her? Let's go diplomacy, because our daughter has gone down the intrigue focus, so she could be an interesting future person for us. Appoint a ward or guardian in our court. Let's have a look who we've got that is good at diplomacy. We've got Besser, so let's send her to Besser to be warded, our wet nurse. And then as for her brother Kendall, he has the stupid trait just like his father, so there's nothing really that good about him yet. So let's just go for a good old martial focus and see if we can at least make a fighter out of him. Educate child. Who do we have that's good at martial in our court? We've got Romond Basgrove, so let's send him to him. I don't think there's many other children in our court. Some of our knights have had children, but not too many of them yet. So there's those two. We've got you, Arena, who is sickly, but you have got the hail trait, and you're the daughter of Ingram, and you're fairly all round at the minute, but you have got that sickly trait, which isn't going to massively help. How old are you? 2. Let's go for, well, considering you've got that trait, which adds to your proud. Then again, we'll go for diplomacy because we can go for learning actually, can't we? So let's choose a learning focus, education, and then educate you. Let's see who we've got in our court, which is good at learning. We've got Lucas Pate's actually better than our maester at learning, so let's send you to him. Is there any other young children in our court? Have any of our other knights had children yet? So we've got those. We've got you, Alette. Who are you? You are the daughter of Amos, our steward. You are a bastard as well. Okay, interesting. Let's, what should we do with you? Your diplomacy is your best trait at the moment, which is surprising, actually. Let's educate you. Do we have anyone? Got Bessie. We've already sent one to Bessie, so we'll send you to Shana, whoever she is. I can't remember whose wife she is. We've got a lot of knights in our court at present, so it's hard to keep track of them all. That's why we need to start getting some more land so we can actually finally land them out. And Edgar Strider, I think he might be the last one, and he is pensive. He's got stewardship, education, and he's good at stewardship, good at learning, good at intrigue. Let's go for a learning education for you then, and to educate you, let's go back to the learning. We will probably just send you to the maester instead then. And I think he might be the last child, because the ones after that were our children, and they were the firstborn, weren't they? So let's have a look. I could have just done this by age. I don't know why I didn't do that in the first place. Yeah, that's all of the children. Perfect. Oh, one thing I did want to do, though, is I think we can actually now change our daughters. Let's remove ourselves as a guardian, and then educate child. Get a different guardian. And we've got that Serana, who's got amazing 29 intrigue. Oh, wow. And Floris has also got 28 intrigue. So both really impressive. You've got a better intrigue trait, though, so we'll go with you. I didn't realise we had so many good spy masters in our court. It's also a bit worrying. Could be very worrying. Oh, she has a bully from White Bricks. Okay. And our son is still being, yeah, he's being warded by us, so we don't really have to worry about that. We can try and influence his personality like we did with our daughter. I think we have we've got a much higher chance of doing that. So let's try and influence him and make him ambitious. And now we'll finally unpause and see what's going to happen with our Lord, our High Lord. Even though we have a lot more land than him, he's obviously got the main title. But influence wards personality, ambitious. I approach my son Robert with the question, do you like being a child? No, he's wrinkled. No, he wrinkles his nose. Adults treat me like a hound. They always tell me what to do. Prove their folly to them. Show eagerness, strive to be more than you are. Unless you want to be contented like a child, even as your body withers with age. No, there is too much to be done, replies Robert. Just wait. You don't have to speak well. All will look to my leadership one day. That's my boy. We gain 20% opinion of each other, and he gains the trait ambitious. Perfect. That is great news. One thing I did want to do, actually, not our king, but Lord Clement. I want to modify our vassal contracts, as we can now do that now that the war is over. We can offer him... I want to get guaranteed council rights. And I will offer you higher levies in return for that. I can afford to do that because I don't know if you will go to war. We probably won't join with you if you raise against our king anyway. So it seems like an easy way of us getting some, getting what we want to get on that council and give us stronger power within Lord Piper's lands. And to my vassal, circumstances have made it necessary for me to make the following alterations to my contract. I trust that you will find these changes to be fair. Your contract gained high levy contribution. Your contract gained council rights. Perfect. So we should now be able to demand a council position. And... oh, you can be his personal steward, which is interesting. Would that be better than being the count? No, I want to be your steward. So let's demand that council position. And we cannot be fired for 25 years. Perfect. Not that we're going to be his steward for long, but it gets us a seat on his council. Here's his child. Can we offer guardianship to his child? That would be interesting, wouldn't it? Is he too young? So what about his son and heir? Wow, his son and heir is 16. Who's he married to? A Blackwood. That explains why they both joined that war together then, doesn't it? It makes sense. Tessa Blackwood. And then he's had another child as well, okay. But that makes things interesting now that we're on his court. It would be good if we could get on the King's Council. That would be very good. There's not much else that we can do at the moment with him. Who have we got fighting here? Brackens. Who are the Brackens fighting at the moment? Fighting against Lord Arlen of Deadsteady in the Liberty War. Okay, nothing of too much importance. We do have the Brackens in our court, don't we? I don't know if they're actually married yet, you know. Let's have a look. We've married... yeah, the Pates are married off because they've already got children. But Jonas, who is our Castellan, isn't actually wed yet. And he's pretty impressive, so I would like to do that. Let's see. He doesn't have anything inheritable. He is actually noble born, so it would probably make more sense to get him somebody who is also noble born. None of these are noble born. Relevance, got some Lantels, Lanians, so a lot of Westermen with those inheritable traits. I think I've still got those on. Oh no, I haven't. Okay, so maybe the Lantel would be a decent one. One of these with an inheritable trait could be interesting. Is there anyone from other houses? Not really any river houses. I'm going to go for one of those Lannister off branches then. Let's go for... which one's going to be better? Calm, Content, Humble, and Zed. Yeah, let's go for Janae Lanne. Send the proposal. And we do have your brother at court, who also isn't married. Should we send him to a Lantel as well? Yeah, well, let's get the other Lantel. I don't know if they're siblings. I'll check in a moment, but gets them both a bride. Yes, I know that we're in debt. I'm trying to get us out of it. Janae Lanny departed for your court. Is the other one her sister? Alyssa. No, that's a different one. So maybe they're cousins. So the impeccable Duncan, I gladly accept your marriage proposal. Perfect. All sorted there. We've got that. We're 13 in debt, but we are getting out of debt quick. Brushfire is there on their way, but they have departed for court. Robert has shown curiosity of his ancestry and is growing to be more like a child of House Grand. Robert Grand is greedy. Works out nicely, that does. Gets his stewardship up even more. 7 stewardship by 6 is not bad. Janae Lanny arrived at your court. Okay, I will be taking him on as a squire once he's of age. I don't think we can do that yet. I'm not going to grant him any titles yet or anything like that either. No, we'll leave that as it is. And Joanna Lentel is also now on her way. So we are at peace at the moment. We're not being the Riverlands are not being raided by the Ironborn at the minute either. I don't think any of the 7 kingdoms are. Oh, the North's also been raided. Oh, and King Rob of the North. What happened to old Ned Stark? Was slain in battle. Oh, okay, he died. Interesting. I wonder who he was fighting against. Probably the Ironborn if they've been raiding. So Rob is the king. Bran has been born, but Rickon was never born. Interesting. So we have King Rob and Catelyn Stark as his regent. And then all the way up to Bran have been born. What's going on in the Iron Islands? King Roderick of the Iron Islands. Oh. Okay. So Balon Greyjoy has also died. Died from a seizure. So this is interesting. This makes things interesting throughout the realm now. So yeah, we've got his son Roderick as the new king. What about the West? Tywin's still going, which is surprising. He's normally the first to die. Has Cersei had any more? Oh, wow, yeah, she's had all of the bastards and an extra one, which is interesting. The Reach, we've still got King Mace. Dawn, we've still got King Doran. Robert, still ruling and looking more like the Robert Baratheon we all know and love. And Jon Arryn is dead. We've got King John III of Mountain in Vale. Dane is the Darling of the Vale, was slain in battle by Lord John of Nessridge. Okay, so we've got a young Lord Paramount there, who's his regent, Lady Anna of Iron Oaks. So, yeah, very interesting throughout the 7 Kingdoms. Things have changed a lot. We've got several young kings. Be interesting to see how many of them get took advantage of. They do have that alliance with the Royces as well, don't they? Liege Regency ended. Lord Clement is no longer... So has he been released? Yes, he's been released. I wonder what he had to pay up to get released. Almost out of debt, but I'm not going to be going to... we can try and get declared as regent, which would be interesting. We can plot to murder him, but I'm not going to do that. We can offer guardianship now. Let's see if he will allow us to have his son. No. Not interested in the slightest, unfortunately. It would be nice to get some highborn heir to be our guardian. But unfortunately, we can't do anything with that. Is it 7 or 8 when we can get our child to squire for us? It's around that age, isn't it? Speaking of squires. Can we train you again? Train squire. See if we can get him knighted soon. And we'll train him in swordsmanship. I want him to be good at swordsmanship. And we had an excellent training session. Perfect. How far away is he from being knighted now, old Jorin? About halfway. He's 28. He's got to be the oldest squire going. And his wife's died. What happened to his wife? Died under mysterious circumstances. Let's find him a new bride then. How old is he? 28. Let's go for some of the skills. Inheritable, just so we can try and get rid of that stupid trait for something a bit better. Let's go for someone intelligent again. Intelligent and stupid mixing together. We do have an available perk. What have we got? Detailed ledgers. Republican vassal tax contribution plus 15%. War profiteer. Well, not at war at the moment. Defensive measures. Centralization. Chains of loyalty. Large levies. Let's go for that. It's going to bring us more tax income. It seems like a good idea to me, as we want to bring in that wealth as quickly as we can. We can declare 4 wars. Some of them are very strange. Well, because they're subjugation wars, aren't they? But we can now declare war on Lord Merriman of Whitebricks, which we... Should we do? Should we not do it yet? I think our manpower is fully replenished, and we outnumber him more than 2 to 1 in manpower. Don't know if our liege lord would get involved. Would he? Maybe. I doubt it. He's got 8 vassals, which is surprising, considering, yeah, we're his most powerful vassal by far. Let's let ourselves get out of debt just a little bit more first, just in case. Do we have any nice decisions that we can try and develop our capital more? Which, yeah, why not? Let's do it. It's going to put our stress up, but we'll keep trying to improve our capital as much as we can. Not anything else that we can do. We could meditate at the weirwood. Regardless of faith, few places in the world come closer to matching the heart of the weirwood. The trees call to me. Regardless of faith, few places in the world come close to matching the heart of a god's wood in terms of tranquility and otherworldly solitude. But this is no mere relaxing garden to stroll through. The old gods hold sway here. As I approached the heart tree, I desired nothing more than the blessing of the divines. Good health. Calm. You improve your relationship with Lady Andorra of Grande. And we could lose some stress. Guidance. Let's look for calm. See if we can get some calm in the weirwood tree. What are we doing here? Increasing control. Yeah, that's probably a good idea to get this county completely under control before we expand, isn't it? And then we can start getting Wishire under control as well. What are our council all doing at the moment? Oh, what have we got here? Send proposal. Send our Lord Clement of Pink Maiden. Greetings, my impeccable vassal. It would please me greatly if you could personally see to little Mathis Piper's education until he comes of age. I would love to accept that. Thank you very much. Even though a minute ago he wasn't willing to do that at all. And I'm willing to release Albert Ullenby from my care. But freedom does not come for free. Consider my offer. Who even is Albert Ullenby? Sworn to us, apparently. Our courtier. Do you know what? I'm not interested. You can keep him. He's no use to me. Young Mathis, Lord Clement's son, has at last arrived from Pink Maiden for his education. Once he is settled in, the lessons will begin. Nice. That's a very powerful piece to have in our custody, and I can't believe that he actually offered him to us. That's brilliant. We haven't even had to suck up to him to get him. House Perrin up here, who are going to be under our control soon. Can we offer guardianship to your son? Oh, we've already got 2 children, haven't we? So we're not going to be able to, unfortunately. That's fine. We've got our own child, haven't we, still? Good old Robert. Who, yeah, I do want to keep under our control. No one better to teach him stewardship than one of the best in the realm for it. I still can't believe how high our stewardship is. 38 now, which is insane. And I was going to look at our council, wasn't I, to make sure they're doing decent stuff at the minute. Preside over the council. Will be designed to preside new. What is our chancellor currently doing? Foreign affairs, domestic affairs. Approve the opinion of our vassals. We don't really have many vassals, and the ones that we do have do like us. Collect taxes. Increase development in county. Let's increase the development in our capital, because we are trying to do that anyway. Lord Clement is now sharing power with Mark Piper due to travelling abroad. That's his son. Do you not want to make us regent? We can be your regent. Can we offer that? No. We can offer knight tutelage to someone, but we won't do that. Yeah, you're gaining control, which is what we want. You are disrupting schemes, and you are just improving religious relations at the moment, because we don't want to be getting any claims. We don't need to get any more claims at present. We've got the claim over the land that we need, and that will give us more than the 50% to try and push through for the High Lordship. As Robert continues to grow, I see less and less of myself in him. Is he even truly mine? On second thoughts, maybe it's nothing at all. I must learn the truth. Everyone must know the truth. Whether or not they are mine by birth, it changes nothing. On second, no. Why are we turning all paranoid? It'd be nice if we could get a third child. Oh, wow. Bossy, greedy, ambitious. Very good traits. All improved stewardship as well, which is awesome. So we could have a very promising heir on our hands if we're lucky. Who we got fighting here? And King Egmuir has been swayed further. He's got a 77% opinion of us now. Is there anything we can do when interacting with old Edmuir? Offer him a ward, offer a guardianship. Yeah, but we've already got a guardian, so we can't take Prince Amos. Yeah, there's not really much else that we can do with him at present. That's fine. And our money's soon going up incredibly fast. Plus 10% for greedy, plus 5% for greeder. Plus we've got the bonuses of being on our liege's council. There's not much we can do with it at present. Who else is on our liege's council with us, actually? That's worth looking into. Another Piper with a steward. Lord Robin. No one that impressive. Our council's probably better, to be fair. How much are we looking at for the control? Have we gained control? No, 2 years left still. 2 years, wow. Well, we want those 2 years to go by fast. Let's speed things up a little bit, get time going by. Lord Clement is now sharing power with Mark Piper, that's fine. Master Walton gained 30% opinion of you for 5 years. Awesome, thanks to our Master at Arms. What's our wife's opinion of us? We can try and romance her. Or seduce. Attempt to seduce Lady Andara, sleeping with her and possibly making her your lover. Attempt to romance her, gaining prestige, improving their opinion of you, and possibly becoming soulmates. Let's seduce her for now. Try and get ourselves another... we've managed to sway Edmure plenty now. He's got a very good opinion of us. That will do. Let's try and seduce our wife. See if we can get another child. If we could get a daughter, that would be amazing. Then we could marry her to the young Piper Lord that we have in our custody. Let's try and train our squire again in swordsmanship. And another excellent session. Perfect. We'll train him again. See how many times we can do this. Let's train him in horse riding. Should go well. And Lady Andra gained the trait pregnant. Perfect. An excellent training session. And what do we have here? A grand tourney is available. Where is this grand tourney? Oh no, it wants us to host one. No. I won't be hosting any tourneys at the moment. We need that wealth. Might host a hunt at some point again, but that'll be it. And Lord Clement is no longer sharing power. That's fine. Is our son of age to be squired yet? No. Serf refugees. An influx of serfs have arrived in the Lordship of Warwood from the neighbouring Lordship of Pure Springs. They claim to be fleeing from the abusive rule of Lord John of Pure Springs. Lord John Piper, okay, and that they wish to live in my domain instead of his. Legally speaking, they all still belong to they are all still in bondage to John, but if I let them settle in my lands, it would be almost impossible for him to prove that they are actually his serfs. Show my serfs to their new farms, graciously return them. No, show my serfs to their new farms. That works perfectly in our favour, turning the small folk in our favour. Greetings, Lord Duncan of Grangay. I know you have stolen my serfs from me. I may not have any way of recovering them, but do not think I will forget this offence. You have earned my amenity. I hope it was worth it. Grumble all you want, it does not change anything. Those were your serfs. My apologies, I will return them. No, you can grumble all you want, it doesn't change anything, and we have gained a rival. That's alright. Makes me not feel guilty when I want to take your lands. I can make it so there's only one Lord Piper around. I have been made aware that Lady Andara is very close to her friend Jorin. Gaining his favour might help me catch Andara's attention. Jorin is our squire. I will get Jorin whatever he asks for. Surely anyone would be blessed by a gift of gold. We don't want to be giving gold away because we're greedy. This does not seem right. We'll try and make him a favour. He's gained a favour hook on you. That's okay. The next time we meet, Andra offers me a wider smile than usual. My friend Jorin told me of how you helped him, and I wanted to offer my thanks. Becomes a budding interest. Perfect. And he's off again. What we got going on here? Another war? Is this just the Bracken War? What's going on? Yeah, the Brackens are still at war. Yes, just the Brackens. They're just marching through our lands for whatever reason. And we've been invited to King Tywin Lannister's grand tourney. Do you know what? That might be worth taking part in. It's not too far. Grand tourney, is that in, like, over there in Castamere? There's no dangers. It's only going to cost 2 gold to go to it. Do we want a caravan master? No, we don't, because it's going to cost us money. So we will just join Tywin's grand tournament. Daffin Palom will be recruited and to your entourage. Forest guide. Wow, very good diplomacy. Incredible diplomacy, in fact. Who's our current diplomat at the moment? I can't remember who it was. It is Master Ryan of Miranda, who's only got 16 diplomacy. But it's only Yeah, okay, we'll leave it. My fellow attendee, King Tywin, is hosting a grand tournament competition in the vicinity of Loel, and time has come for us to depart. We shall represent the House of Grand and make the Riverlander people proud. While we are there, we should also seize the opportunity to experience the Westerman culture. Well, yeah, we want to expand into the West at some point, so it would help. So let's go and get ourselves involved in that grand tourney. It's not going to take us long to get there. A fire in the night. We are walking among the hills late in the day. The darkness comes suddenly, brought by the dark clouds above us. Then there is a distant loud rumble of thunder. Soon there is another, combined with a dazzling flash of lightning, and another strike brightly illuminating the area. The afterimage burned into my eyes. I blink and see where the lightning has struck. Now there is a quickly expanding brush fire, and it is spreading towards us. Run. Put the fire out before it spreads too far. Very low chance of us successfully doing that. So, yeah, let's run, and we lose stress as well, which we want to do. So that's good. Rocks, I hear Lollis shout out in a panic. Soon thereafter, I hear a loud crackling sound like that of wood breaking or of patience finally snapping. I step out on the mud to see the splintered remains of a wagon wheel, my wagon wheel. I'm sorry, my liege. It was my turn as lookout, and I fell asleep at the reins. Sigh loudly while heaving the wagon off the ground. We can do that because we're strong, but we get delayed by 2 days. But we do gain some prestige. Shit, we're going to be late. Or shuffle the supplies around. I'll ride rough from now on. No, let's gain the prestige. And we have arrived at Tywin's tournament. I have travelled at the site of the tournament here in Loel. Though not all the revellers have yet arrived, throngs of people wander through the colourful surroundings, all looking forward to the forthcoming displays of skill and prowess. There is no time to lose. I must begin preparing. I must be a victor at absolutely any cost. So let's go to the tourney grounds and practice. My knights stand assembled for the day's training, their attendants laden with kit. Ingram and myself stand before all. Knights, what you do not know, ask humbly to be taught, urges Ingram. Together we represent the Lord. Let us together prepare for our glories. He turns to me, eyes gleaming. Commanders, watch our opponents, learn their weakness. To your saddles, draw your sword. The Lord of the Hills gains 25 glory. Knights, prove your keenness, both of my eyes and mind. Best them all, Ingram now. Worthiness of the banners gains 100 glory. Gains a trait. Let's look for weaknesses. You're on course to qualify for the archery contest. I'm not really bothered about those. I just want to go in the melee and the duel. There's no jousting, which is a shame. Let's go to the tent camp. The moment I walk into the camp, I'm greeted by a pungent smell covering my nose with as much grace as I can while trying not to get sick. I'm approached by Krellin, holding a handkerchief over his own nose. You should go away, my lord. Contestants are getting ill, harmed by the bad air, he warns me. There must be an explanation to it. Find it. We investigate the camp. The tournament must have been cursed. Why should I care? Let's lose 10% stress. And then wait until we get to go to something else, maybe to the tavern. See if we can meet any more of the contestants. Samuel, the showy knight who guards his passage by challenging all comers, has had one fight too many. Byam is said to have delivered him a frightful injury, opening the way for nobles to pass freely once more. Oh yeah, he's killed him. Okay, who is Byam? Old God's clansman. Okay. I don't really know why we need to know about that. It doesn't really concern us, doesn't really affect us either. Yeah, we just want to triumph. Let's go to the tavern. A great roar of laughter booms from the corner where Lord Eldon, Lord Aubrey's vassal, sits. He is surrounded by a group of friends and new acquaintances, other entrants in the upcoming archery contest, all indulging in wine as they trade stories. As you pass, you can't help but consider encouraging this little session. Innkeeper, more over here. We lose 10 gold. Your score increases slightly, but we gain some stress because we're greedy. The table's tab is on me. Enjoy your evening, Eldon. Score decreases. We're going to have to spend the 10 then, aren't we? And we're going to get him hung over. That sounds good to me. 10 gold, and hopefully we win more gold in return. And we are making decent gold as well now. Our wealth is going up fairly quick. And the have we qualified? I hope so. The varied crowd of contestants mill about the butts, comparing bows and trading tales of their finest shots. Yes, we did qualify. The creak of bows and twang of strings carry far, punctuating the hubbub, a smell of resin wafting through the still air. It seems an unknown commoner called Timos has been the talk of Lowell since practicing at the butts. My ears prick up as my name is mentioned, drifting across the gentle breeze. That could be a good sign or a bad. It's time to show the world my skill. I have to place a bet. Let's show the world my skill and let's see how we do. I vowed to myself I would win a contest in this tournament, and I can't help but consider a less fair approach to securing the prize of the archery competition. I'm sure my opponents would do the same if they only had the idea. Who knows? Maybe they already have. Harris is the threat. I can't brook Gilbert winning. Harmon must be pacified. There is no way to win. Which one's going to be the best chance? 42% the sabotage is successful. 42% unsuccessful. It's got the highest percentage. This one actually has, so let's go for Harris. He's the threat. I sought to sabotage Lord Harris's bow before the archery continues, subtly changing the pull of the string to throw him off. My patience finally paid off. I made the switch without arousing suspicion and made off into the night. Come morning, I'm relieved to find there is not a whisper of my machinations. All is fair. So we've still got a chance. The banners flutter and roil around as I step up to take my shot. Battered by the wind, dust swirls past me as I knock an arrow to the bow. The sour wind making my eyes water. I wait for it to subside. I continue waiting. I don't think it's going to stop. Actually, it wasn't my turn yet, was it? Maybe I should... Yeah, let's go for that. Your score increases slightly. Lord Philip's score decreases moderately. I watched with a practiced eye as Ellis began his approach towards the target. The first shot fires true and thuds home. The second was more wayward. Much more wayward. A shrill cry and ungodly scream pierces the air. The second arrow had not just missed the target, but flown so far wide that it landed amidst a group of waiting competitors, landing indeed in Philip. Lord Philip the Brave of Runridge. Okay, Philip Plum. A crowd rounds on the stricken man. He is lying on his back, clutching his wound in a vain effort to stop the blood. The arrow is still embedded half a hand deep in his flesh. Call a physician. This is not my concern whatsoever. His score decreases. Lord Philip the Brave does gain a 40% opinion of us, but the other way around, Lord Ellis's score does decrease. So that might be the better. And yeah, we don't gain any stress either, so we're going to go for that. These are Westermen. They don't really concern us. As Rosalind continues to grow, I see less and less of myself in her. Is she even treating... Oh, not this again. Why are we're not even paranoid. Why are we getting so much paranoid events pop up? Dust begins to draw in slowly but steadily as the competition continues. The snapping of strings, a staccato rhythm. I lean on my bow considering the path this contest has taken so far. Such as when an arrow got waylaid on its way to the target and struck another competitor. The competition begins to draw to a close as arrows continue to fly into and past the butts. If I am to make an impact, any impact on proceeds from here, I must act now. I am one with the bow. Your score increases. Procuring a finer arrow would give me an edge. With this win, the trajectory should suffice. My final shot should be as normal as I think, which has got the highest percent chance. I'm one with the bow. I step forward, knock, aim, draw, and loose. The arrow whistles through the air, thudding deep into the target. The crowd erupts. There can be no argument. It's a huge point in my favour. I am winning. Victory is so close. Only a few more arrows are remaining for each competitor. The end is at hand. One last knock. You may not qualify for the horse race. How did we do in the archery? Trumpets sound, the crowd clamours, competitors begin to assemble, the contest is over and someone's moment in the sun is being readied. A herald steps forward, voice booming out across the scene. After many trials, some tribulations, and above all else, some truly spirited competition, we have our final three. In third place, the gutsy Lord Philip, coming in a close second, Timos. That, of course, leaves us with a victor, Lord Gilbert. Oh, so Lord Gilbert of... Okay, I will show them next time. There's always next time. We don't really gain anything, so that's a shame. I don't really want to take part in the horse race, to be honest. I could quite happily leave and go home, to be honest. And a notable guest has arrived, and our acquaintance Owen has died. Who's Owen? Owen Gilmore. Okay. And who's this notable guest? Talara. Faith of the Seven, Pilgrim, Traveller, Chaste, Content, Ruthless. Pretty good learning. Okay. Doesn't really concern us too much, though. Spectate. The melee we will partake in. The duel we will. The board game will spectate. Let's go to... Where have we not been to yet? The village. A visit to Loa was exactly what I needed to relax before the contest. As I promenade through the streets, I see the local children emulating a battle, using sticks as their weapons and yelling some, for the honour of my house and multiple ours. I stopped to admire one of the most prominent buildings proudly standing in the middle of the square. As I inspected a bit closer, however, I quickly noticed some ancient inscriptions. I've studied this ancient language. This stone would make fine walls back home. You will become the owner of ancient plaque. We must keep learning from them. The development progress in Lordship of Grand Gate will increase by 20. Yeah, we'll go for that because we are trying to increase our capital at the moment. Well, apparently we're pretty good at horse racing with a 5. Maybe we should take part after all then. My daughter, with a tired yet blissful smile, Andra presents me with a perfect little daughter. Who will you become, my child, and what shall I call you? Perfect. We've had that daughter that we can then try and marriage to our guardian, which is awesome. I don't know if I like that. Let's look for a good Riverlander name. Violet. We've had a Violet before in series. Let's go for it again. Why not? And she's got 2 intrigue. Been born with 2 intrigue, so let's go for that intrigue focus straight away then. Your entry did not qualify. Horse race contest begins. The finest horses in the Rock adorned. We didn't take part though, so there must be a way to get my horse in that race. We can pay to do it. I have to place a bet. No, we'll just spectate. Horse race, horses for courses. It is almost impossible to tell who will take the victory. They are neck and neck. The crowd reaches a crescendo. The riders urge their steeds on. In unison, the finish line blooms. Moore's Crowfeed Humber has won, closely followed by Philip Plume and Lord Allen's Algood. Well played, Moore's Humber. We've not been to the temple yet. The yard around the steps is deserted. This close to the sunset, I hear a rustle around the leaves and see the silhouette of a small animal running among the tombstones. The carvings are almost gone in some of them, clearly visible in others. I take a step towards them. When my time comes, I'll make sure I'll have a better resting place than this. I wonder if I can find one of my ancestors. Or soon that'll be me. Let's gain some piety. Right, I wanted to go back, though, to young Lord Mathis. Can we arrange a marriage between him and... Can we not do our daughter? But Melissa and Arena, who aren't important. Why can we not do our own daughter? Arrange marriage. Fine. Okay. Can't do it for now. That's fine. Can we take you on as a squire yet? Not yet. Can we train our squire again? Not at the moment. Probably because of where we are that we can't do that. So let's return to the tourney. Let's go to the training grounds. Oh, wow. What's going on here? Lively noises makes me discover an improvised arena set up by the local peasants where 2 burly wrestlers are putting on a show. They trade blows, weave, duck and circle each other until one of them makes a daring move. I call this one the downward plough, he screams before lifting his opponent and slamming him into the ground, making him yield immediately. Rickard, the perceptive and terrific, victorious yet again. Old God's Hill clansman. He's come a long way. Whoa, how exciting. We lose stress. I should study their techniques. Our chance increases. Yeah, let's study their techniques. And we fail to learn anything. Never mind. A clear divide has been drawn between the 2 teams who stand across from each other, taunting as they prepare their equipment and whisper plans. Horses are ready in the background, the chargers whinnying and harumping. It will be a brutal day's work. This should be good. To the field. Let's see if we can do any well in this. Win the melee. Both teams are nearly even. Who wins will come down to a hair's breadth. The rhythmatic clanging of metal on metal continues to split the air. The spectators array loosely on the distant edges of the fray, urge their favourites on. Even as more and more contestants fall victim to the ransom and ruin, I can see the heralds begin to make their way onto the field to signal the conclusion of the event. The end draws near, so we didn't actually get to take part in this, unfortunately. Grand tournament slacked. The sun beats down as I watch the contest go on from my vantage point. At the front of the crowd, it's far too warm today, or maybe I'm just overdressed. I'm ruminating about this when I see an enterprising young merchant carrying a rudlet of some intermediate drink on one shoulder, clearly offering it to the passers-by in exchange for coin. My mouth is instantly dry. If only I could get over there without losing my spot. I look around desperately for answers, but see only Harwood meandering back to his spot in the crowd, drink firmly at hand. Could I buy that off you? 20 gold. Perhaps if I'm quick, you dart away for a drink and make it back with ease. I'll just have to bear it. 13 stress. 13 stress if we try and buy one. Let's go for that, perhaps if I'm quick. You lost 10 gold, but you gained refresh, so we did manage to get a drink. Trumpets sound, the crowd clamours, competitors begin to assemble, the contest is over, and one team's moment in the sun is being readied. A herald steps forward, voice booming out across the scene. After many trials, some tribulations, and above all else, some truly spirited competition, we have our winner. Lord Jorah Mormont beat Lord Courtney Penrose in the contest. That would have been a good fight. I found Andrew cutting a piece of cloth. A couple of tables have been disposed to display his work, stocking and head coverings, hoods and sleeves. Opposite, a half lightly burns. Are you looking for something to adorn your attire, my lord? I can see that you've also brought certain artifacts from the capital. If I may, I've always wanted to examine the Grand Hill Keep Master's work. Okay, actually, my well-made sword could use some decoration. Well-made sword gains decorative ribbon. Could I buy that glass orb? Some banners will encourage the audience. Cheer for me. The option available because your triumph intent. You pay 10 and we get tournament banners for 10 years. Your score slightly increases, but we gain stress because we're greedy. Here, keep up the good work. We pay him 1 coin and gain 35 prestige. I don't want to go wasting all our money in this tourney. Where have we not been yet? We've been to the Tenkat Temple Village. We've been everywhere, so let's just go to the tourney grounds. Food and drink is abundant during the tournament to the delight of the attendees. These peasants in particular seem to be sharing what looks like an entire keg of mead. Can't understand a word that one sputters drunkenly, limping, throwing a stick at his neighbour. And the other one speaks a load of rubbish as well as he covers his face, deflecting the attack. You're on your own, dear Ellis, the last one exclaims, downing an entire mug in one gulp. Mind if I join you for a cup of mead? Your score decreases slightly. They are blind drunk. It should be trivial to rile them up. Or disgusting. Let's try and rile them up and see if we can get our competitor wounded. We're close to qualifying. Hopefully we can get one more event in and we can qualify for the duel. We've unlocked a perk as well, which is perfect. And I don't know if we've... Oh, have we managed to get in? No, we haven't managed to get in. May the best win. You are known for our dedication to the faith. Dual semi-finals, an interesting round. You did not qualify. Yes, I know we didn't. Right, available perk. What should we go for now? War Profiteer. Extort subjects' decisions. Defensive measures. Centralization. Development growth in realm capital. Let's go for centralization, as we are trying to develop our capital at present. Regent Fervor's mandate. Nice, so we gained some nice gold for that. And your acquaintance died in the dungeons of House Lord Piper. That's fine. And the bout between Lord Ronald and Lord Boris has been decided. Ronald battered Boris. Who's Ronald? Ronald of House Stout. A fine contest. And that's it. The tourney is done. The sun comes down on the final day of the tournament, and the massed crowds begin to disperse. I find myself ruminating over the results. Lord Jorah's team carried the day at the melee. Lord Glendon's superiority with the blade had him take home the prize in the duel, and Lord Harlan's sharp mind outfought all adversaries to win in the board games. We were unable to win a contest, but maybe next time, and it's time to return home. Lesson on fortune. It's time for a break from Robert's routine lesson plan. I think it may be good time to pass along some values of House Grand to him. I will hone Robert's skills by House Grand tradition. There's a small chance that he could gain 1 stewardship. A higher chance that he gains intrigue. Or Robert should discover who he is on his own. And we'll go for it if we can gain something. And Grand Tournament, the spoils. The contestants are finally over, and King Tywin announced the prize of Lana's hand in marriage to a worthy winner has not been forgotten by the contestant or his acquaintance. It seems fortune has dictated the promised prize of King Tywin's kinswoman Lana's hand in marriage was not to be. And can we now return home? And we've gained stress level. Lately, it feels like I'm constantly being distracted by lascivious thoughts and erotic fantasies of all the hardships of my everyday life. It is all too easy to lose myself in daydreams and forget about reality. Then desires are clearly interfering with my life, but what should I do about them? Perhaps a new view of the 7 who are one will help me. We convert to Bailerism. No, I don't think so. I will bite my lip and try to stay focused, which gains us more stress, but it's fine. And now we can return. We can train our squire yet again, so we will do that. Let's train him in swordsmanship again. And Jorin and I sparred with practice swords today. After all, a knight is only as good as his swordsmanship, and we had an excellent training session, and we have finally returned back to Grandport almost. Lucas is in charge of the food supplies and sheepishly revealed our provisions are now all but useless, having been poorly stored. Patches of mould cover the bread and fish produce, and we have quickly used up the remaining of our dried food. The party grows hungry as dusk begins to fall. It's just a bit of mould. Nature will provide for us. 95% you'll forage, nothing happens. The locals around here must have something. A random entourage member is wounded. And arrival. At long last, I'm finally home. There is nothing better than arriving back in Grandgate after a long journey. I look forward to resting for some time, but the call of the road beckons ever onward. My entourage reports that we have journeyed for 4... Wow, we've gone for over a year. That's insane. And my regency ended. Lady and Dara gained 150 prestige. We can host a grand tournament. We can still ask our son for money, which I won't do. We've nearly finished this now, though, so we will be able to go to war soon. We can continue as well with trying to scheme against our wife. We've got loads of gold saved up as well, which is awesome. But we will see what happens in the next episode. Hopefully we can go and take this land. We just need this to finish, and then we will go to war to take that last bit of land from Lord Piper. We're still quite young ourselves. Well, 37. No, we are aging up quickly. How is our son now? 9. Can we... Yeah, we can take him as a squire. I want him to... Can he not squire for us? Apparently he can't. Then again, I suppose we could get him to educate as a squire for somebody else. It'd probably work better, wouldn't it? I'll wait and see in the next episode what we're going to do with him. So thank you all guys for watching as always. I hope you've enjoyed. Please don't forget to leave a like, comment down below and subscribe if you haven't already, and hopefully I'll see you all very soon for the next episode. Duncan Grand, a name that seemed to be on everyone's lips as of late. Whispers and open words alike mention this man as one of drive and ambition, who had plans for the future. Lord Clement Piper, who had only recently returned from imprisonment at the hands of his liege, had returned to find a greater vassal than he had left. Perhaps the man had been good at hiding his plans and the actions he had taken, or perhaps Clement had been blind to them, of which he wasn't sure. But he now noticed the vassal as one of who may be a threat. The Maester had told him strange things. The armies of Grand had grown, with defence in these uncertain times being cited as the reason. Yet, these men had not followed the Piper banner to war. They had acted as opportunists and scoundrels, using the opportunity to seize Wishere, leaving the Pipers with a vassal less. Some said the man had sent letters to King Edmure attempting to get in his good graces while Piper marched to war against his injustices. A clear bypassing of the loyalties a vassal should have for his liege. The fox painted himself a weasel. Now returned defeated after war, Lord Clement found his problems only increased, as Duncan seemed the source. The man who had seized unlawful land and reportedly planned to do so again had found legal means to change his obligations as vassal. He had practically strong-armed his way into the guaranteed council rights, while giving a few more soldiers as tribute. Clement supposed it weakened his powerful vassal's army in return for more influence, But that was cold comfort. He had forced his way into being in charge of the High Lordship's administration and finances, which he knew would surely use to his nefarious ends. Anger swelled in his chest at the thought of this leech in his plotting. What had happened to the council serving at the pleasure of their lord? Did these lords not feel grateful that they had lived under the benevolent rule of Piper for these last centuries during war and turmoil? Did this Foxlord forget the protection his house had felt under the Maiden Banner? No, these ungrateful curs meant to make demands all the while plotting in the shadows. Something must be done, but it was a delicate thing. Though Clement was hot-headed with a fiery temper, he could see the folly in openly challenging this powerful vassal. Despite his constant overreaching, Duncan Grand was well respected and powerful. With his army compared to the recovering Piper host, he could not march against him well. His sweet son Mathis sat as ward at Grandgate, a consequence of his rebellion and further proof that Duncan had gone over his head with the king. If he could not challenge his armies, he would challenge his reputation. Many thought Duncan a more able lord, so that must be shattered. A small lord must remember his place and obligations. Lord Piper would remind him of this and kill these ambitions in one act. Embarrassment would be the death of a proud man such as Duncan, and it was Piper's turn to make a move.